Well, this is the 21st game in double figures for Scott this season. And again, I know we've talked about it.
On the floor, Bowen Hardman on the floor, and Amani Lyles. 3 seconds left. That's a deep step back three. Whoosh.
Akron needs to make sure they get the last shot. No run out opportunities for Bowling Green. Here's Scott launching over Campbell. Tough three contested and hits it.
But he still was so complimentary of his game.
Final shot. Scott scrapes the sky for the three. How about Shammah?
Scott at the MAC logo. Scott switches on to Minor Strong. 5 to shoot. Shammah Scott for the lead. Nothing but net for the hometown kid. And Akron, it's a three-peat. The dynasty for the Zips as Shammah Scott sends Akron dancing.
Off the screen. Scott trying to keep his pivot foot fadeaway jumper is smooth. It's the ball back to Scott. Shot clock at 5. Scott, separation, jumper is good. Slipped it off the side of the rim. As we wind down toward the 11-minute mark, and you see what Akron has done since starting with only one made field goal. Scott, beautiful move. Akron with the basketball with a chance to cut into this lead. Scott, three-pointer is good. Boy, he has come out firing.
And Scott off the bench.
The bounce goes to Lyles. Under 3 to play. Scott back to Lyles. Into the paint. Got some separation. Blocked up by Mosley. Picked up by Mahaffey. Scott for 3 off the pass. It's good around the rim and down. Candace once won a national championship for Tennessee.
We won't say how many years ago.
Off the glass, Scott.
The energy in the building in March, and especially if you could make it to April, it's uncomparable.
Yeah, I was talking to Eric Curry before, one of the officials, as the shot clock is under 5, and Scott, whoa, what a finish. Oh, hasn't converted from beyond the arc. Shot clock is under 5. They kick it to the wing. Scott for 3, it's good. He splashed it.
Offensive rebound again. Now it's Shammah Scott from deep.
Now the Toledo defense cheats towards Shammah Scott. Right there, there he is.
Puts it on the deck, up and under, finishing on the base to his left. 5 on the shot clock now for Shammah Scott. Shammah Scott. Akron shot just 6 of 24 from 3. He only took 35 field goal attempts in the half, 24 of them from deep.
I think they're doing a good job defensively overall, especially against Tavari Johnson, but now they got everybody else to worry about like Shammah. Now Akron comes out of the timeout, they go man-to-man. Good coaching by John Gross. Steal.
And a foul. Scott switches on to Minor Strong. 5 to shoot. Shammah Scott for the lead. Nothing but net for the hometown kid.
I think Briscoe was expecting that. Scott whips. Lyles. Go to the big or use the guard. Shammah Scott. Fade away from the elbow. Book it. 3-point line keeping. Kent State attached. Scott tries a rainbow triple and rattles it through. It does look smooth, though, I must say, popping out of that headband. Giving me an old school 70s basketball vibe. To the rim, Shammah Scott. Scott, 3 left. Leaning 3. Oh! Cross-court skip. Scott, he can create off the bounce. Draws the help from Gillespie. Backfilling Mahaffey. Nothing like single elimination stakes. With a 4-point lead. Blinding crossover. Scott. Bucket!
Came up short from Tavari Jackson, but a rebound for Akron and firing home the Sable, the 6'3" junior, connecting for Buffalo as they got down the floor quick. Shammah Scott. Stay attached with them, and I mean that in terms of score. And you stay close. Scott with a runner, got it pretty. The run out for the Akron Zips, Evan Mahaffey. Shammah Scott, great pass to Amani Lyles. Obo didn't get a hand on it. Akron by 14. Lyles, look at the way Mahaffey gave it up. Shammah Scott, book his lead down to 5 had he been able to get that to fall. Shammah Scott racing to the rim.
Spot with Harris and Cox. It's a very important position for Purdue. Lyles straight away. Got a three.
Just big time. 7 points in the first half. Allowed Braden Smith to sit, rest a little bit, and Shammah Scott knocks it down. It was a battle to the end. His teams always fought hard. They were scrappy. The tough-nosed coach. Good shot, Shammah Scott. Coming off of that.
Back out to Scott. Whip inside. Lyles shot fake.
No dribbling. Finding an open guy. Daniel Jacobson with the size and the strength to finish over time. Oh, that's offensive.
No call. And Scott freed up.
Oh, that's big-time rotations.
Purdue is all over it. Baseline. Scott hits it.
And he's taking Akron out of that paint.
This looks like South Dakota State Oscar Clough right now. Nice find.
On the year averages 19 points, 11.5 rebounds. Three-pointer good.
Shammah Scott can really shoot it.
And he does. Back-to-back three. And over number 7 on Kent State. And Shammah Scott, one of the best spots.
Kent still has fouls to give. You don't want to foul here, though.
Shammah Scott, 2 to shoot. Going over the top of Gillespie on the run. Had to get it in on the baseline out of bounds in the first half. They had to take a couple of timeouts in the opening minutes of the game.
Yeah, 31-2 over the last 2 seasons.
Took a little longer.
And they're in second place.
Gets the follow-up bucket.
Like we say every game, they start this two-lane drive right now.
Nice steal or seal by Lyles, and he ends up kicking it out.
To win this game, they're going to need to find somebody else to step up to come to the party with Asher Woods.
Scott, though, from long distance, another three.
Curtis Williams Jr. is going forward.
Just the third three for Tulane. Scott looks to answer with a three of his own. Win overall for this coach that has really put an imprint on the Zips program. And a step back three.
Out top. Driving to the basket is Scott, putting it off the glass, and he got it with the left. Scott with the basketball. Lyles setting the screen on him. He's going to fire the three and nail it. Back into the game, gives it to Mahaffey. Back to Scott in the paint. One-handed shot. He is backing Woolfolk in. Out top, it goes to Scott. Backing it up at the wing. His three-pointer is up and good. Will inbound the basketball. Gets it into Johnson. Gets around a couple of screens. Backs it out at the wing. Crossover dribble. Spins, fades away, knocks it down. Absolutely the star of this game for Miami. Deep three from Scott is good.
Almost ripped away from Amani Lyles by Jalen Griffith.
Transferred in from Florida International. And in his first 3 years there.
Biggest lead for Western Michigan. They're up by 9. Trying to answer. Got shut off, though, in the paint. Mahaffey gave it up. Shammah Scott laced that trip. Launched that over the size of Eric Mahaffey. Zips will run. Zips get the rip away. And head to the offensive end. Step back triple and ring that up. Broncos have hit 9 of them today. Shammah Scott will put it on the deck. Went hard to the rack.
How did Eric happen to be right there?
I don't know.
That was beautiful.
Scott to launch the triple.
And now this.
Off the rip away. Johnson found Shammah Scott. And then Eric kept it alive off his own miss. Firing the three and knocking down on the offensive point-producing side today for John Gross's crew.
Shammah with a 13-point second half.
Oh, it stays warm. Keep on rolling for John Gross and his basketball team. Shot clock at 7. Shammah Scott one more time.
Back a year ago when he averaged 13 points per game. Here's Mahaffey. Nice drive.
They increased the lead with Townsend on the bench.
Scott step back three. Oh, he got it.
This is a great matchup for both these squads here in the Virgin Islands. They can't get majors to play, and they're too good.
Oh, Scott
He's
with
coming from the top of the key, right down Main Street in the front of the rim, and no one's picking him up.
Oh, Shammah Scott. Scott with a couple of threes. He steps back. Wants to penetrate. Oh, the spin and the hit. Two teams becoming regulars in the NCAA tournament. Oh, Townsend tried to get it. Here's Johnson to Scott. Oh, tough corner three. He got it. Oh, another three-pointer for Yale.
And there's the double-double. Nick Townsend.
Scott, can he answer?
Gotta love it.
Shammah Scott. Ah, that's nicely done. Can't make it 2 buzzer beaters. Look at Sharon Young, shortest guy on the court, kicks it back to Scott.
Zips will be able to continue their possession after Lyles gave them that opportunity. Shammah Scott, 1 of 6, so is Ball State from deep. Scott from deep, book it. 11. Zips with a basketball. Shammah Scott, that's a deep triple. Ring it up. Oh, Shammah. Akron on the precipice of going to 13-4 overall, 4-1 in the MAC. Shammah Scott.
It's the team that wants to move to 10-1 on the season in league play.
3 left side, and they hit.
I think it's important for offenses, Michael, when a tempo gets like this, make sure you still run your offense. Do what you're supposed to do. It just can't be all helter-skelter.
You say that?
Amani Lyles, 4th-year players here at Akron.
100%.
They put and thrive.
Deep triple. Doesn't that look pure? Near that 3-point arc. Look at the Zips ball movement. Outstanding. Shammah Scott.
Shot clock at 6. Shammah against Jack Stanton. Puts up a deep 3 and gets it.
From 3-point land, too. So he has shown he's got that deep stroke. Speaking of, right on time. Mahaffey gave it up. Deep triple. Bucket.
Good block, though, on the defensive end.
It was.
Akron came up with the basketball.
Shammah Scott will raise up, and he'll drain that. Down by 11, and Akron's going to win their season opener here in front of the adoring faithful at Rhodes Arena. Shot clock at 5. That step pad triple.